Hey, everyone, Sawmill Charlie. Well, it's another Friday night bee chat. I just got in from the hayfield and let me go ahead and drop the link. And it's pinned in. Bill's going to be late getting in. He's in the hayfield, I believe, cutting hay too. Hey, Keith, Eddie, Kathy, and Keith, and Clay, and hey, Russell. And there's Eddie from down south. What's happening?
Yeah, how's it going? We finally got a no rain day. First time in like 2 weeks.
We got about 5 or 6 days in a row right now. So we've been cutting hay for 2 days, or at least my son has. I finished up the field. Well, actually, we finished up the whole farm. I did here about 2 hours ago. I got in about 7:30 this evening. So
Yeah, this is the third day I think since our tallow flow started that we didn't have rain, but we haven't had 2 consecutive days without rain.
right,
Unfortunately, it's super frustrating. But just trying to get the honey house and stuff ready. I'm probably gonna be pulling honey in the next week.
hey Phil, yeah, hey Billy Lee. Um, we started. My son started cutting hay yesterday, and then he cut what we thought we were going to cut. And then he cut some more that afternoon, another section of the farm. And then as the weather has been getting better, as far as the weather guessers have been stating, we went ahead and cut the whole farm down. So we got about 45, 50 acres cut down. So I get to start baling hay tomorrow. Luckily, this year we have a bale baron, and that means no touching the hay. Everything is mechanized. Everything's hydraulic.
I need to find me a square bale of hay.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to have one sitting in the barn just for when we have these crazy long sections of everything's wet. I can't just grab pine straw because it's all sopping wet. I like to have. I finally ran out of the bale.
Hay or actually some straw. I guess you wheat straw. I guess is what.
I use Bahia grass hay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like the way it burns. Kind of burns a little bit cool.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. For the smoker.
Yeah, for the smoker. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I also seen the smoker that I've got ordered. It's maybe be here the next week or two. Hopefully.
One of those technically beekeeping ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Violetta ordered one of those too. Looking forward to it.
So updates on my queen ring. I know we had talked on the phone, and I put those cells in. I cracked one open, like you said, and yeah, they've not a worm anymore. It's more of a bee in there, but white.
Mm-hmm.
So I pushed it back, let it back together. Hey, Bob. And so anyway, I made up a bunch of. Luckily, I did it all yesterday. I made up I don't know 5 or 6 more 2-frame mating boxes. Got them all inside, and then dropped them in other hives that are needed cells. And then I checked on my graphs that I did last Sunday. And, I grafted very well. My rate's been doing great. Got in there, and I'm like, okay, I'm expecting a pretty decent take. I grafted 20 cups. I got one. And I'm like, there wasn't any other, cocoons started or anything. And I'm like, what's going on here? The only thing I can think of is my cell builder needs to be refreshed. And I
I
had,
wouldn't think so already. I mean, you just made that thing 3 weeks ago, right?
yeah, I don't know. Like I don't, let's see. It did get chilly one night. I'm wondering whether that had something to do with it.
And there's nothing on any of the other frames they could have started.
Yeah, you mean the,
The
what do you,
frames in the cell builder. Is there anything else they can be making cells out of?
no, that's all. They're all the brood's been hatched out and everything.
I
I don't
just
know. I
get up
right
right back
now
into it again and see. You know.
I hadn't had time to get in there and see. So I put the one cell in the incubator, and right now this weekend we're in hay baling mode big time. Hey Joe and DC Hope and go ahead and eat. I've had supper, but I don't know. The cups had like a little bit of a start on the outer, like little edge, you know.
Hmm.
Now and then I looked up in the cups, and some of them were clean looking, and some of them looked like to me maybe a larvae might have been in there, like it's dried out or whatever. But I mean, there's plenty of nectar in the frames, and they ate. I had a bee bite in there. That thing is gone, and I put a whole pound of Hive Alive pollen patty, and oh, they ate at least a third of it. I'll say.
Yeah, whenever that's happened to me in the past,
You're
it's always
Russell, I don't know. Maybe it was but one cell wasn't torn down. I don't know. Maybe so. You know, maybe they're damn. You know how a virgin is. You'll smell that hive.
yeah. There could be a version in there, and I say don't. I've had that happen to me a couple years ago, and
Hey
it
Tom.
was when I didn't check the other frames, and I pulled another frame out that had like 15 cells started on the frame. I just kind of had gotten lazy and didn't check it really hard. Uh, but yeah, a version can get in there and be tearing them down. But usually when that happens, you'll see the ones that'll be torn down will be
No, they weren't.
hanging
There was
on.
no torn down cells at all. So now, Russell, you might be right there because one thing I noticed is there was that cell cup was full of jelly. You know, and should be by that time. Usually, those cups are, partially full of jelly. Mm. Must be a virgin, I'd say. Hey, Dodd.
Yeah, and if a version got in there um, early on before most of them were started, uh, that could happen, you know. And if she wasn't made yet, maybe they kept working on that other cell and kept her away from it. The one that did make it, you
I
know,
don't
to have
know.
a backup. I guess that's possible. Most of the time when I have a virgin fly in the one, it's they're well underway, and you can see the cells are all mangled and stuff.
Right. Well, out of 19 of them was like to the point where I could probably reuse them. You know.
Oh yeah, I grabbed like so this year. Twice I had virgins fly in, and actually one time it just looked like you said, nothing even got started. She flew in early, and it
Yeah,
was,
that's the way.
but I mean, none of them had anything.
Yeah,
Uh,
Russell. I don't want to look for eggs next week. I mean, of course, right now I'll be baling hay for the next 3 days at least, or 2, or 3 or 4 days. I don't think
so
I have
you
time. I'm
might
not
want to
gonna
go
have time to get in there.
and shake everything through a queen excluder and see if there's a virgin or a queen in there. You know.
I'm pretty good at looking or seeing virgins. Of course, there's a lot of damn bees in there too.
Yeah,
A lot of
it's not
bees.
easy in a cell builder. I usually have to take everything out and shake it because it's just there's so many bees. You know, and
Maybe
especially
that's
virgin.
like Russell said. I maybe there is a virgin that flew in there because I got about 20, 25 boxes out there right now with mating boxes sitting in down the way there, and I put some cells in some different hives there near that cell builder, so it might have went to that thing. You never know.
Yeah, I've always heard about it happening, and I've been grafting pretty
I've
heavy
had it done one other
for
time
years.
where they hatched out on me or something like that, or queen.
Well, this year twice I've had virgins fly into my cell builders. I've never had it happen before. Twice this year it happened. That's why I always have to have extra cell builders run just in case. So I mean, when you're making a lot of queens like I am, and you're trying to get a bunch of stuff made, it's inevitable probably that it's going to happen. I'm just shocked that it's never happened to me until this year.
Hey Keith. Yeah,
How is your flow going up there?
I don't know. It's Poplar still going. Hey, so Kathy Keith, are you going to be staying at the Hilton Garden? That's where I'm at. That's where I've been staying for the last couple of years.
About where the rooms run there.
Well, they're about. Say, I got Hilton points, so I got a discount,
Okay.
and I was about $100 cheaper that for the week that I stay there than the Plaza. But I mean, if you don't have the points, I'd go to the Plaza. Plaza's, has pretty reasonable price. Okay, Kathy, look me up again.
Yeah, I know it's a long way away, but I'm super excited about going and actually meeting a bunch of people in person finally that I've been talking to online.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff. Um, yeah. I don't know. I mean, for you, I mean, if you haven't got a reservations or anything, I'd just go with the Crown Plaza, I guess. Depends on what. All I can say is I like it there because it's away from the airport. It's now gate number 4 is right there. So all you got to do is go out of the parking lot, get on the little side street, and go right into place.
That's the
Or
Crown you're
if
talking about?
huh,
You talk about the Crown or the Hilton?
the Hilton.
Okay.
It's but you got to go on 4, and you got there's it's like a 2-lane uh, beltway around the whole complex. It's its own little road. And Crowns, I mean, there'll be a lot of folks there that, a lot of all your beekeeper folks stay there and that kind of stuff.
We were
And,
at that the first time we went to that True place, and the rooms were just way too small. I was, no, I'm not going to go there again. But
what
it's
was it?
like it was True. I think it was True
What,
by
TRU?
yeah.
Yeah, I've never been to one of them.
They're the smallest rooms you've ever seen in your life. There's not even room to put the suitcase down. Like you have to put the suitcase on the bed to get stuff out of it, and then you have to stand it up on top of a rack that's up on top of the air conditioner. There's no place else in the room that you can set it.
Mm,
It's nuts.
Forget that.
Yeah, it was too tight for us.
Yeah, Kevin's going to be staying there at the Crown. I don't know. Like I say, I when I first went out there, I was looking on a map and I'm looking. Oh, here's the airport. Here's the interstate. Here's the Crown, and all that. And of course, I had started with these Hilton things. I think the first time I went out there, I guess that's been what 3 years. I stayed at the Hilton for free because I had enough points. So that's pretty hard to beat,
Yeah,
and all that stuff. But and then I've been, you know, I just booked it now. I had like 60 some thousand points, and so by the time I do it, because of course we're booking for hotels a lot earlier than what we did last year, and it's like stay there 5 nights for I think last year for $400 or something like that, which is most of the time it's even higher than that, way higher than that.
so you do it for 5 nights.
Yeah, because I get there on Tuesday is my travel day, so that's 12 hours to get to the place,
Okay.
and check-ins after 4 o'clock, I think it is. So I get there on Tuesday. So then Thursday is sort of like a rest up day for me, and Thursday night is the party.
Wait, the party's
Or,
Thursday night?
or no, Wednesday night is the party, and Wednesday night is the party. And Wednesday we normally I don't know. We went to the baseball factory and we went over to the track over there at the Derby, and toured over there. A few little touristy type things right there, and we've done that in the years past. And then the party is kind of around the Beltway to exit number 5, I think it is, and so I got there early to help out Tom and Melissa, and along with a bunch of other folks, and we anyway, we set up the place for the party, putting the chairs and stuff out and all that kind of stuff. And and then we have that, and then of course Thursday morning is now it's Thursday morning, starting at first thing in the morning to go to classes and stuff like that this year and all.
Now, do they usually have anything going on uh after on Saturday?
No, not pretty much everybody's
Right.
hightailing at home.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out if I needed a hotel for Saturday night, but I kind of didn't think I did.
Saturday night, yeah,
Yeah.
I do. I stay over Saturday night. I stay Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. And then Sunday morning, I'm up and we're hitting the road.
'Cause it ends fairly early on Saturday, doesn't it?
I think around 5 o'clock,
Oh,
five,
so that's
six
not that
o'clock,
early. Yeah,
5 or 6 o'clock.
I might be wanting to stay there another night then. 'Cause it's quite a drive for us too. I can't remember how many hours I have to map quest it or something. Or I guess it's not map.
Yeah, Joe, it's Wednesday night, Thursday, not Thursday. Yeah, you got to get there earlier.
Now, are there other things that go on other nights? Like,
Yeah, there's a meat the same location. The next night is a mead tasting thing if you're into that.
no.
I'm not into that. And then there's some highs for heroes type things going on. And that might be the same. I'm not sure. No, it's not the same night as our party. I think it's Thursday or Friday night. Um, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I forget what else is going on. And that's some of the things that I can think of. But and then usually, well, that's what that's what it amounts to. Usually, on some of the other nights, that's when we all different groups of us would get together and go out to dinner together. And I think well, one night was me and Will, me and Bill, and then there was Will, and there was Ryan from Southern Maryland, and we all went out to the Texas Roadhouse, and then um, Saturday night, um, that's when Tom and Melissa and about I guess there's like 25 of us. We went across the state line over into Indiana, which is just crossing the river, up about a mile or two, and we went to this here hibachi grill. So we closed the place down there that night. I'd never been to one of them places. It was fun. Food was decent. And what else? Um, yeah, one night was a steak night. One night was a hibachi grill. Wednesday, all right. Wednesday night is the party. Thursday night, I think, might have been either steak night or going to Cracker Barrel. Yeah. And I don't think so. They can all pay for themselves. And I don't know. We were always getting together, going out to different dinner things, stuff like that. I know that yeah, it was fun. Now they were throwing rice at me and trying to catch it in your mouth. That's true. That part of it's true. But let's see. let's see what else. I think Tom and Melissa go to some fancy restaurant for different ones. I know JW went with them. They went to something there. I've never been to that. Too much sake. Yeah. We had a good guy as far as the cook goes. He was funny, kind of like a comedian. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Honeybee Live. It's the classes are all day Thursday instead of a half a day, and then the trade show starts at, I'll say, 12:30.
I had more swarms today. I couldn't believe it. I said I wasn't going to put traps back up, but for some reason I did. And of course, I got more swarms and traps
Yeah.
again. I'm not putting them back up again. It's too late. I can't understand how we're still getting them. The flow's about done here. And now I got to go move bees again in the mornings.
So Todd, was that the other place that Tom and Melissa go? Some kind of a Cuban place? Yeah, there you go. It's called a Cuban restaurant called La something or another.
I can't
You-
pronounce that.
Huh?
I can't pronounce that.
I don't know.
I don't even want to try.
So, that's the kind of stuff we do. And like you were saying, Eddie, you said you didn't know the community, you might say.
Right.
So that's what makes Nobby for me great it's the community aspect of this whole thing. Yes, the shows are nice, the education rooms are good, but it's the community getting together on a Wednesday night, and then all groups of us get together and go out to all these different restaurants and dinner places. That's where really what makes it all fun. So, Joe, are you going to be driving in on a Wednesday? So,
That was our plan. We were planning on driving in and showing up on Wednesday.
we'll get there. The party starts, I think, around 6. Goes from 6 to 9. So, anyway, so yeah, I guess I'll have to check about and see whether I got a virgin in there. That maybe makes more sense in my cell builder, but right now I got
It could be it, and she just hadn't made it to that one cell yet that was made.
Right.
It's possible.
Well, the other ones never were even started. They were like cleaned out. So maybe, we got a queen. We don't need any of these. Let's clean them out, type of thing, I
I
guess.
guess that's possible. I have learned that you will never understand the whys for a lot of stuff in bees. Sometimes they just do things, and you're never going to know why they do it, really.
Well, Kathy, you got to come to the No Life Beekeepers party. Get on Facebook and go to the No Life Beekeepers and become a member there. That's where all this information will be put out. And Melissa usually puts out a sign up sheet, I guess you would call it.
Tom, I'm not an all night guy anymore.
Huh?
Tom says, Eddie, we were partying all night this year. I'm not an all night guy anymore. Hey, Joey. Hey, Todd.
What's happening, fellas?
We didn't have rain finally today.
We had sprinkles today. We had rain yesterday and sprinkles today.
Oh, we had rain all day yesterday.
Yeah. No, Thursday the trade show is not open all day. It's only half a day. Everything else is open. Because I checked that out too on that thing.
Hey, Charlie, this is one of the videos of that Akita night or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, hibachi grill deal.
Yeah.
Oh, there we are. There's Dodd.
We had two crews.
We got me, and you got Will and his daughter. And who else we got around there?
Eric.
Oh, there's, yeah.
Eric from Colorado.
There's Tom and Melissa right there. And then I think it's Steve. He's up in Maine.
What night was that? Oh, January 10th.
That was Saturday night.
Saturday.
Oh, that's when I was flying
That was
back.
Saturday night that night.
See, I'm flying back on Sunday this time. Saturday night was pain in the butt. So,
yeah, you missed a big one there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Tom, I'm not going to party all night long.
Joe, you get much sun up your way?
A little bit today.
Go over here and
It got pretty warm today too.
Oh, it was hot. I don't know about warm. It was hot.
I lost another hive.
Oh no, to what?
Oh,
I don't know what happened with it. I went by there yesterday about this time, and they were robbing it out. And I don't know. I don't know if they dwindled down to nothing, and then bees just took it over, or they absconded, or what. Everything's clean though. I broke it all down today, and pulled it all out and put it in the freezer. We'll reuse it somewhere. I actually pulled some honey from that hive a week or two ago. I think I did. I'd have to look on the video and see. That's the way it happens.
you know,
Yeah.
I was poking around in my hives today. I was out there all day, and I'm putting up some more pallets and oil traps and stuff. But I started going through some hives, and I think I found about probably another 4 or 5 buckets above the excluders, and it's all tallow and glossy privet and Formosa. The Formosa trees are hidden right now. So
Yeah.
I'm worried I'm not going to get much tallow with the fact that we've had rain.
What's
almost
that
every
Formosa
day
taste like?
going on. What's that?
What's that Formosa honey taste like?
I don't know. It's not bad. It mixes all into the wildflower. So I don't.
We don't get enough of it here to distinguish a difference.
It's blooming pretty heavy though this year.
Yeah.
It's just that it's been raining. You know?
Well,
And they're a messy tree too. I mean,
that's it.
they
Y'all keep talking. That's that hive getting robbed out.
yeah.
And when was that video taken?
Yesterday.
See, that shouldn't be happening during a tallow flow. You know?
Something happened. I don't know if that queen died. Something just wasn't quite right, and they tried to requeen, because once I put a third box on it, I don't go back in the bottom unless I see trouble, and that was trouble.
Yeah.
So I just let them finish robbing it out, and when it's all gone, they'll quit trying to rob. You know, they all go back home.
Not that I want that to happen to you, Joey, but I'm glad I'm not the only one that happens
Yeah.
to.
But I got everything put in the freezer today.
Early in the year, I had such a hard time with it, and last year I had such a hard time with robbing. Just my Folsom yard, and the other yards I don't have the issues.
If you see that happen, just don't move that box.
Yeah, I learned that lesson too.
They'll know when it's all gone, and they'll quit coming.
Yeah, I moved the box, and then they hit all the other hives
Yep.
on that rail, and I lost the whole rail.
They've already put that pheromone out there, and when they come to it and it ain't there, they're gonna go somewhere else next door.
Yeah, sometimes I gotta learn lessons the hard way. But nobody ever told me that before. I just had to figure that one out the hard way.
That's the school of hard knocks.
Well, yeah, I did that one time, and as soon as I got everything on the truck, I noticed them just moving on down. Everything coming in was just moving down the line. I just put it all back and left. They came back to it.
Yeah, it made me sick when I did that, and I killed. So the one hive was getting robbed out when I thought I was being smart by closing it up and putting it on the back of the truck and moving it away. Well, it killed the next 4 in the line. You know.
So that's since the early spring flow started. That's 2 hives I've lost. So I don't know. Actually, I guess since winter, there's 2 hives I've lost.
Are you catching swarms right now still?
I don't have anything up to catch swarm.
I said I wasn't going to put anything back out, and I didn't put much back up, but
I
whatever
took
I did, got swarms in it again.
I took Phillips down. I don't know what was going on with that. I took it down and was going to replace the comb. The comb looked good, but I'm not going to reuse it. I just marked it and stuck it back in a freezer somewhere. And I'm going to put it back up, and I want to catch something with Phillips box. That was my main objective this year. I just didn't put it in the right place, I think.
I had a small swarm on a branch, a fairly low branch, in my Folsom yard, I guess maybe 2 weeks ago now. And I shook it into a nuke box, found the queen, put her in a candy cage in there, and thought it would lock them in there. And it was about 2 weeks ago. And today I went by that nuke box and I had to look over there again. There was a little bitty swarm, and it was crazy busy. Like there was way too many bees going in and out of that for what it was. I opened it up, and a bigger swarm had moved in. It was not the same queen that I'd put in there before. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. I never saw it empty. It just went from little swarm to big swarm.
Somebody else wanted it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, those. I don't know what Philip's talking about. If he's saying that's a mimosa tree or what, but it's a famosa tree, so I don't know.
I thought it was a mimosa tree with an M.
I hear people say mimosa. I hear people say famosa.
It's
Around here we start with an F.
Oh, see, I probably been saying it wrong.
In the corner of the yard, but we cut it down.
Isn't one of them actually a disease and the other one's a tree?
I don't know. I mean, I know mimosa is a drink.
One's a tree and the other one's a drink.
Oh, is it?
Mimosa is a drink. I forgot what orange juice and champagne.
No,
I think
it's I mean, I see mimosa trees for sale online. It looks like the same thing it looks like a fern kind of leaves, and I don't know if y'all can see that, but
Google famosa, FAMOSA.
It's also called Persian silk tree.
They're messy trees, is what they are.
They kind of spread all out. It's kind of.
It got like a pink, kind of a big blossom or something.
See, I don't see with an F. I don't get anything.
But
Oh yeah.
We used to have those trees around here all my life until several years ago, and they disappeared. Those and the dogwoods disappeared. And
Dogwoods all died. I hadn't seen dogwood in many years.
The mimosa or mimosa is
Well, actually, you know what?
starting to come back.
It is actually called mimosa.
Mimosa.
With an M.
I always thought it was
M-I-M-O-S-A.
mimosa. Tomato, whatever.
Tomato.
Yeah, well, the mimosas are coming up.
Yeah,
There's
they
a
taste
lot of
better
them
when it's a
there.
tomato.
You don't have a lot by you, Joey?
Yeah, we got some. They're coming back.
You can tell when it comes in, it's a little darker nectar.
You know, there's another little small tree like those that used to be real abundant around this area. They called them touch-me-nots. They had the same looking leaf, and you could touch it. You can just touch that leaf like this, and it would close up. And they still got them in some states down here in the South, but I can't find any around here anymore. Most of them were little small trees, but you could just touch that leaf and it would just close up.
You got explanation from Phil there. And I guess our tree that I remember, we cut it down. It was a mimosa tree because it had a pom-pom flower. It was real wide.
Yeah, that's what we have.
Yeah, it's the pink ones with the pom-pom flowers that we have.
Well, I just checked the weather. I swear it was real humid. I don't know how you guys could stand it. It's only 38% humidity right here. And I thought, oh,
It's
man,
dry.
Yeah, that's dry.
sweated my butt off out here.
And
It's not even hot. It's cloudy and 75 degrees.
Yeah, I know, Clay. I know South Alabama still has them too.
I'm drinking a mimosa right now.
It's been about, it's averaging 75 to maybe close to 80 degrees, not quite all this next 4 or 5 days, and low humidity. we did have some humidity, but shoot, humidity here, if it ain't up in the 50s or 60, that's when it gets bad.
It's 81 here right now.
If the humidity's been in the 80s or 90s for weeks down here, I was at another beekeeper's house, I guess yesterday, maybe it was the day before yesterday, and she's got all kind of fermenting honey or fermenting nectar in the cells, not the cap stuff, like the open stuff, all bubbly. I had
You've had that before, hadn't
Oh
you?
yeah, 2 years in a row in my Madisonville yards.
Now they're close to you.
Yeah, she's not very far.
They must be something in the plants.
Well, I mean, the humidity's been so bad for a couple of weeks here. We get rain almost every day.
We're showing 50 to 45% every day the next 7 days.
And how can they dry the nectar out when the humidity's in the 90%?
They can't. All they can do is just circulate it.
So I think I'm gonna have a lot of problems with fermentation this year. I think it's gonna be more than just a couple of hives like last year.
There's Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, everybody.
So, Bill, do you have any mimosa trees by your place?
No.
No? Okay.
Barnhill B 84 is pretty high too.
Yeah, down here when you get anything in the 80s is bad.
80% or moisture content or what?
Yeah, no, 80% humidity.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Anything between 80 and 99, they all feel the same. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. We had a couple of days, 97, 98, and it felt worse than the 80% to me. Like I couldn't make it to my truck in the parking lot before I was wet. Like
I can remember days working in construction. It would be in the high 90s, 99 degrees, and 90% humidity. That's terrible.
Yeah.
And I've seen it 80 degrees with 90% humidity, and it feels just as bad.
Yeah.
And I've seen it 90 degrees. I've seen it 90 degrees with 70% humidity, and I could work all day and never bother me.
Yeah, I'd much rather a little higher temperature and lower humidity. Is a lot easier for me to deal with. I'll walk into my honey house, and I got an AC going in there, but I mean, it's not set very cold. It's just set dry. It'd be 85 to 87 degrees in there, and I'll walk inside and outside it's about the same temperature, but it feels like I'm walking into a cold room because all of a sudden I'm soaking wet and all that sweat starts evaporating, and you start cooling down. It just will not evaporate when the humidity's in the 90s.
It was like 78 degrees here today, and humidity was 34%,
See, that's nice.
which
That's-
is nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think Todd says that he's not. I guess that's 0% humidity out there. Why it feels bad to them. So what did you do, Bill? Cut hay today or what?
No, I mowed my grass this afternoon.
In the yard, just a yard grass?
Yep. And the bee yard. Getting stuff and helping the wife get stuff ready for tomorrow. So
What's tomorrow? Just a store, I mean?
no, bee yard. We're going to be in the bees for 2 days.
Oh. Hey, Dottie.
I'm super behind on bee yard maintenance as far as like cutting grass and stuff goes. And I got grass up to my elbows in several yards.
I got to add some honey supers this weekend and add boxes to the tops of the splits and everything else.
Clay, where did you find that gas at?
I don't know. It's probably down there near him. It's diesel fuel's gone down here too. It's down to 4.69, and gas was 3.87.
So what?
At 347, that's cheaper than I've seen here in a while.
Yeah,
I thought we were on the lower end usually.
Diesel is $7.49 and regular is, well, right here by my house it's $5.69, but it's up to $6 in areas in town.
Now that's like Clay or Bill says, or Billy Lee says, Clay, that's a good price. No, it's not. It's cheaper than what it has been, but $1.50 would be a good price.
Yeah, I agree with you, Charlie.
They just you get used to that high. I can remember when it was almost $4 here. I forget how many years ago, and it's like, oh my gosh, what are you going to do? Now we're buying it without, it's like, forget it. You just buy it and don't even think about it.
That's how we get conditioned.
Yep.
Like down here, I think 377 is the best price I've seen in our area. And that's closer to Covington area, Eddie.
Yeah, ours is like 425 right around.
Yeah.
Right now, I think.
It was 381 in Folsom today.
Jeez.
Folsom, it's amazing to me. Folsom is between me and Eddie. And sometimes Folsom is cheaper than Covington, closer to Eddie. And sometimes Covington is cheaper than Folsom. It flip-flop. And that's crazy to me how that happens.
It seems like this year the gas prices have just been.
Yeah.
I don't remember them ever jumping and going up and down as rapidly. I mean, it seems like every day there's a jump up or down. And I don't remember it used to being like that. I mean, prices would go up and down some, but not every single day it changes.
I remember. I'm kind of old. I remember when one of our teachers asked us, I think I was around 6th grade, how much do you think the price of gas is here? And all of us would write down what we thought it was. And I think I wrote 25 cents a gallon. And I think I was too high. I think it was really about 15 cents a gallon.
What?
I remember when gas was 15 cents a gallon.
I remember when I first started driving, it was 50 cents a gallon. It went up to $1. I about died.
I remember in the 70s when you couldn't buy it. Lines
Yeah.
went back for bucks.
Yeah.
And it was odd even. If you had an odd numbered license plate, you only had a couple days to go. And
Yeah.
I remember that.
Oh, that was man-made problems. Every bit of it.
My dad, boy, he was madder than a hornet when he had to sit and wait in line for gas. It was so funny watching him. You could see he was saying some words and his head was shaking and stuff. I'm in the back seat laughing.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go ahead and
those are
tell
the-
this. I remember when Katrina hit, we were able to get fuel here for a while, and the guy, a friend of mine, I done business with him for years. They changed my oil. I bought gas from them. I'd buy milk from them. And after Katrina, if I'd run into him, he said, "Be at the store at 12 at midnight." As he was getting a delivery, and we could get our fuel. And it got where people caught on to what he was doing. He was trying to help his customers because he'd run out before the sun went down again. So my son and one of our neighbors went to Baton Rouge with a truckload of barrels, buying it in Baton Rouge. They could get it in Baton Rouge. And there was a guy sitting behind my son's truck videoing them filling them barrels up. And my son, it's a wonder he didn't get hurt. But when he got through filling them barrels up, he walked back there to that guy. The guy had that, he put his phone up in his shirt pocket. My son reached in that man's shirt, pulled his phone out, and deleted that video. Said, "You don't have no reason to be recording me." That guy just sat there and let him do it. Big old 240-pound dude walking up to you, taking your phone away from you.
That's
But-
where we had to go get gas. We'd fill up the truck with
Yeah.
gas
Well-
cans. Went to Baton Rouge to get gas.
Yeah. Well, everybody was doing it. That's where you had to go get fuel in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
And he wanted to make a big thing about it, because we had Washington Parish tags.
Yeah.
So
some-
$3.99 is not that bad if you can pay it and you can get it and go home. That's not that bad.
That's like Billy Lee says here. He lives in Alaska. They got send more oil, but the government won't let them pump more. It's all controlled, totally
Yeah.
controlled.
Yeah.
That's just like in the COVID thing. Couldn't get no building lumber, like framing lumber. Down here in Baltimore, somebody left a door open, access door. He walked in there. Here's a warehouse filled with lumber to the roof, ready to be delivered. Well, here comes a tractor and trailer. And all right, here's my, I'm supposed to get this. He says, well, you're going to get 10% of whatever the order is, and that is all you're going to get. So they were metering it out,
Yep.
it was all crooked
Yeah.
and all.
Another thing when Katrina hit, we had a lot of people cutting the trees up and getting them. Guys with portable mills were coming and sawing it up. The government, the parish government, made a law right quick where you couldn't use home cut lumber to build your house or barn or anything. You had to buy it from a actual lumber mill. Or
Yeah, they were trying to say that the trees fell and they could be fractured, and
It's all bullshit.
we got a whole bunch of stuff cut up.
Yeah.
From Katrina, and
It's all total bull BS.
yeah, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Yeah. They're going to help you. All right. They're going to help you to an early grave.
Well,
Yeah.
guys, I hate to say it, but I gotta giddy up because I gotta start cooking and I got things happening here. So I just wanted to.
I had a question for you.
Yeah, I bet you do.
How's your tapeworm?
He's
What'd
What's
you
hungry.
say?
Tommy doing these
Barbecue.
days?
What'd you say you were cooking?
I got a steak ready to go on the barbecue,
There you go. Can't argue
Yeah.
with that.
Hey, Michael.
and then I'm waxing more
Lisa.
frames right now. So for supers, mediums, so I got to do that too. All right. Well, everyone have a good weekend.
All right.
Night.
Tomorrow.
Yep. I'll see you tomorrow, Joey. Bye-bye.
They had Keith had a good chat last night. I didn't get to chime in much. I was in here bottling, filling orders. But filling orders while they were talking about filling orders. But I thought that was a pretty good talk last night.
Yeah, the time I got in, I went out there and dropped them. I created, I forget how many 2-frame mating boxes and dropped cells in and uh, filled up feeder jars to put on all that stuff and take more equipment out there to them boxes to cover over the feeder jars. And then I got into that cell builder a little just to take that cell out. And time I did all that, I was tired.
I got like 10 seconds into your last video and the phone rung, and I hadn't been able to get back to it.
But yeah, I don't know. Let's see, what else did I? What else was that? Was Thursday night? I don't know. Just got busy. Didn't get on the chats or whatever.
I want to talk to somebody about that really knows a lot about flavored creamed honeys. I want to learn how to do some other flavors, not the way I do it now. I know there's a way to do it with powders and stuff. I just don't know much about it. Any y'all
Well,
know much about that?
Oils are the way. If you're going to do creamed honey, you need to do. Depends on what flavor you're making. What flavor you want to make.
I've had a lot of people ask me about lemon and strawberry.
lemon is good.
You
I've
use
never had strawberry, but lemon is good.
take lemon oil, heat the honey up to about 110 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Research your recipe, find out how much lemon oil you have to use. Just don't flavor it to taste. Use a recipe. Put that lemon oil in that hot honey, and then just don't stir it like this, but just, blend it in real slow. And then pour the rest of your honey, however big a batch you're going to make, into your creamer and let it start. And as it starts to turn color, dump that warm honey into it and just let it mix
Hey,
for
Tom.
about an hour. And then set your creamer for 15 minutes on, 45 minutes off. And
So-
I run mine 126 hours.
My creamer is still a handheld drill with a food grade paddle. I get up every hour and mix for 15 minutes. I gotta upgrade. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, see, that's turning it really fast. And you want to turn it like real slow.
Well, the texture ends up coming out really good with everything I do, but it's a pain. Like I need to get a creamer. It has to happen
Yeah.
soon.
Bill, have they come back with yours yet?
What's that?
Your creamers?
Oh, yeah, I've got creamers.
Do you?
So I always thought that it was like a freeze dried fruit powder that people were using in that stuff. No.
If you're going to make lemon,
Mm-hmm.
Lemon,
I'm going to the store.
Hot chili or jalapeno or any kind of hot honey, you want to use the oil. And the oil from the chilies doesn't come from the pepper itself. It comes from the seed, the capsaicin.
Mm-hmm.
It's what gives that oil the heat. And then you can squeeze that chili and get the juice out of it. That gives it flavor. But the oil is actually in the seed.
Is the oil from the seed in the
Hey,
lemon
Bob.
also?
Huh?
Is the lemon oil is in the seed too, or
No, it's in the rind.
the rind? Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
know
if
now.
you squeeze the juice, you'll get flavor.
I don't want to add any moisture to it.
Yeah. But the oil from, if you press the rind, that oil that you get out, you're not going to get a lot. You press that oil out, and that's what gives it, that's where your oil's at.
Well, I'm sure I can find like lemon oil to buy.
Yeah, you can. Loran Oils, Lorann Oils.
Loran oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in Michigan.
Now Bob Walker uses freeze dried powder, whatever that
Yeah.
is.
That's
Problem
what
with powder, when you use powder, if you don't mix it right and if you don't turn it long enough, the powder either goes to the bottom or it comes to the top, and you have to strain it off.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't want to kind of mesh in like it needs to.
Right. Now, if you're doing creamed honey, like sour
Eddie Bob said call it.
cinnamon roll honey, if you're using cinnamon roll honey, making cinnamon roll creamed honey,
Uh-huh.
that's nutmeg powder, cinnamon powder, and vanilla extract.
Okay.
You need to look the recipe up to get the
I'll have to
amount.
look up some of the recipes. And Bob, I don't have your number, so I can't call you.
If
Yeah.
Bob is okay with it, I'll send it to you.
Okay. Well, ask him if he's okay with it.
I'm sure he heard us. Tom, yeah, you got Bill here that does it. You got Bob. You got Tom and Melissa.
Yeah.
I mean, I do a vanilla now, and I hate the way I'm doing it, but everybody just loves it so much, and I infuse it
Well,
vanilla beans for a month, mixing it every day in the warmer, and then I strain off the vanilla beans, leave the caviar in, and then I cream that.
I think the big thing is having that machine to do it.
Yeah. Having the cream.
I want to get a machine this year.
Yeah.
If I don't have it before Nobby, I'm going to get it at Nobby. But
I know Greg Don is on here a good bit. I don't see him in here tonight, but I've had his lemon and it's good. I'd like to ask him how he made that. And he has a chocolate that's real good. I can't let my granddaughter know that I got it because she's going to take it home.
But if you want good lemon honey, talk to Brian. Flower Street. He makes a lemon ginger. It's excellent. It's got plenty of lemon flavor. You can taste the ginger in it, and it's there.
I appreciate that, Russell. Yeah, I can give you a seed if you need a seed, Eddie, but I figured you already had that.
Oh no, I've got cream honey seeds, and I mean, like I said, I've been doing the vanilla, and my bottleneck is that I don't have a cream.
See that seed right there?
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. Somebody wanted a jar the other day, and I went and grabbed it, slapped a sticker on it, and took it to him. I got 3 cases already labeled and everything over here. My brain, I'm telling you, my brain is getting fried.
Yeah, I pretty much always have a batch of vanilla going when I have honey.
Yeah, that's my
more than I can make.
Yeah. So some of the last batch of the plain that I did is a real good seed, but the best seed I've ever used, is out of that place in Idaho. I can't remember the name of it now. Tom can tell you. He knows the name of it.
Yeah.
And you can get a tub of it for like $35.
Yeah, I wish I'd have done that the first time. I did the whole mortar thing all day long. And that was miserable.
Yeah, mortars and pedestal thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a pain.
Melissa did that.
Melissa can tell you about that one.
I've been there, done that. I've been there, done that, and I did all that work. And like the 3rd generation, I don't know, I did something wrong. I know it wasn't the mortar and pestle that did it, but the 3rd generation of seed started getting
coarse,
kind of
gritty
again. I said, "Oh, I done messed something up."
Yeah,
after all that work,
she uses
BIA uses.
Eddie, it's Cox Honey Farm out of Idaho.
Yeah,
well, I've gotten some of their stuff before. It's pretty.
Yeah.
I got last year in a pinch. I did something stupid and sold the last of what I had, and I didn't have time to make another seed. I just bought some from Jerry Taylor, and it was really good consistency. And he's just another beekeeper down here that I work with sometimes.
Hey, Norman.
Hey, everybody.
There's my seed.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
You know what's funny about it up here? We can't do anything to the honey at all, or it won't sell. If it looks creamed at all, they won't touch it. If it's got flavors in it, they won't touch it. It's just got to be just pure and local, and then you can, charge top dollar and they'll buy it.
Yeah, but you go over there to Ian and Saskatchewan with Doug and all that. That's all they have is creamed honey because that canola it creams before while you look at it.
Ain't
Oh
that
yeah,
amazing?
yeah. It comes out of the bee creamed.
Yeah, down there.
Is that the canola or something?
Yeah, canola. If they don't get it out of the comb, they can't get it out of the comb, and that's why listen to Ian talk about. They left some honey in there in the wintertime. It gets rock hard where the bees can't even eat it.
Yep.
That's why they don't want any, outside honey. They want a Surewater based in there.
But yeah, I got a store right up the street from me, and the owner tried to be a little bit creative, and somebody sold him some honey that had some cinnamon in it or whatever. He bought 6 jars of it. 2 months later, he's still got 6 jars of it. And he's reloaded for me like 3 times since then, so it doesn't move. But I guess it's just different areas.
Depends on what the area is. Up here at like the state fair, we got creamed honey. I'm sorry, but I'm dairy allergic.
I've heard that.
So that's where we call it. It's
Whipped honey.
no, we call it
Honey.
honey spread.
Honey butter.
Yeah, honey butter.
or
Yeah, the
honey-
old timers used to call it honey butter.
Yeah.
we call it honey spread.
I hear a lot of people talking about when they do in markets, they call it creamed honey, and everybody thinks it's got a milk
Cream in
product
it.
in it.
Yeah.
It's dairy.
I think an angle that people could use at markets, and it would like a lot of people who don't have any money can't afford a $20 jar of honey or whatever, but they can afford a buck. And it's like you take like a little baguette, like those, not a big French baguette, but the ones that are like just over 1 inch in diameter. And you either cook them up or you buy them, warm them up, slice them up, put a teaspoon of honey on that. It's like $1. And there's like, you just make like, make sure there's like 5 on the plate and people can buy them as they want. I bet you just make a ton of money on that.
Until the health department comes along and stops you.
Are you not allowed to do stuff like that?
You can't even give a taste out without,
At a
without
market?
in a market without a license.
Huh.
I never checked that. I give tastes out all the time. But, maybe I need to look at the rules.
Well, over
Our
here,
market
there's
here
farmers
in
market,
Louisiana is a lot
and
different.
the guy was over there that sells it. He recognized the guy who he is from the health department, and he's going around. Have you got any samples? Can I get a sample? And he says, yes. Here's a honey stick. It's $1 or 50 cents or a quarter, whatever it is. He said, there's your sample if you want to buy it. He was just, putting out feelers to see what he could nab. If you can't take a little, you have to get a some type of a license like at the state fair. Got to have that little teeny weeny spoon, that plastic spoon. You squeeze it on there. You don't let them do it. And then after they do the one taste, then they got to throw it away and then, do something different. It's very specific.
Yeah, that's how we got busted. We just keep recycling the spoons, and I got the wife out back cleaning them up. And we wash them. Here, I'll just reuse the sample spoons. I'm kidding. We would never do that. We would never give anybody a sample.
Yeah, it's like Lynn says there. We can't even put flavor. We can't make flavored honey unless it's in a commercial kitchen and all that other stuff.
Well, see,
Yeah, it's funny to go after
here
us.
we can't add anything to honey and sell it in a store. But you can sell it out your house or at a market all you want.
Yeah.
Well, we can't
So
just put regular honey in a store either without a commercial kitchen.
right.
No, there's things there too that you can do.
Really?
You might want to talk to Randy about that one.
Okay.
There's
'Cause I thought that when I was
there's
reading the rules, it said that you have to sell to the end user.
there's
you
a
can't sell
certain dollar value that puts you in a different bracket. Or yeah, dollar value. Yeah,
You talking about Randy Green? He knows about
Yeah.
that.
he did a good talk on that a couple years ago. He
Okay.
went to the health department and got all his information.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be nice if they could use all this government muscle to like go after actual real fraud and waste?
Yeah,
Bust somebody trying to give somebody some honey.
yeah, they want to get the little guy. They want
Yeah.
to put that thumb on you.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I had a good week for Queens. Of my, I'm doing 75 at a time. I got 43 this last pull. So it's 43 more than I need. 43 more than I know what to do with.
This week I crashed and burned, but other than that, I guess I got a virgin in there or something.
Oh, no.
Sure.
We'll have to check that out as soon as I get out of the hayfield.
I dropped off 35 to Bernard yesterday and today.
So did you?
Put them?
So Norman, did you take them 40-some queens and drop them in to a bunch of mating boxes or what?
No, they're in my refrigerator right now.
What
So
incubator?
I got 20. I got 20 those little styrofoam mating. Eddie knows all about these. Yeah. So I got
my business this year.
and I'm selling a few nukes this weekend, so I can jam a few queens in there, and then I think I'm gonna pinch a couple of queens, and and I'll just go from there.
So you got the minis working for you now?
Oh God, no. Not a single one. No, it's still really early in the season for me up here. Like our blackberry has just started to bloom. So, I'm probably a good month and a half behind you guys. Like my legitimate good queens have just started to lay like right now. And anything I tried to do earlier, it was just too cold. They got hit by, cold weather. It was a little bit difficult.
Yeah. I ate a bunch of blackberries in the bee yard today. So.
I had some yesterday.
Oh,
They did really well this year.
I thought they were all gone, and I didn't forgot now what I was doing, and I found some. I sat there, started eating them.
yeah, we got the do you guys have salmon berries down there?
What kind of berry?
Well, we call them salmon berries. They're like they'll be anywhere from orange to pink to kind of a reddish kind of color. And they're not like raspberries or anything. They don't have hair on them or anything. They're not super sweet, but they're before the blackberries, but they look like blackberries.
I don't think
I
we have
guess
them.
not. Well, we got thimbleberries up here, salmon berries, two types of blackberries. Like we have one that's just about done. Basically, it's I call it tripwire. Basically, it's all thorny and it just grows along the ground. It doesn't grow up like the blackberries you guys know.
Yeah, that's kind of what we call dewberry here. It kind of runs the ground.
Yeah. So what you would consider them dewberries, yeah, they're still flowering here. They're done, but they're still going.
They get about big as your thumb.
Not even. Yeah, maybe your
Little finger.
your little finger, your fingernail kind of thing. Like they're not big. They're just tiny little berries. But we get so many different types of berries, and it's just like berry after, and it's so nice. It's this one and the next one and the next one and the next one. So it's nice for a long period of time for nectar and whatnot.
You know what's weird? We have blueberry bushes right here at my house, and I never was crazy about the way ours taste. They're a little tart, kind of halfway sweet. My son lives on the same driveway, on another hill over there, and his are just as sweet as they can be.
Might be a different kind of blueberry. So we've got 4 different kinds.
They look the same.
They taste different.
Yeah, that's your soil. That's your soil pH and sun exposure.
Well, we've got some that taste different in the same field.
Yeah.
But they're different varieties that my father bought.
Yeah.
And some of them get really, really big too. And the really big ones are not near as sweet as the small ones.
No. Yeah, you're right. But you know what's weird? What does a blueberry taste like in your mind?
Blueberry.
Blueberry.
Yeah, but what, no, like, can you even like, other than just saying blueberry, what does a blueberry taste like?
It don't taste blue.
I don't know how to describe it other than it tastes like a blueberry.
Yeah, but I can't, like, right now, I can't remember what a blueberry tastes like. Like, every year, it's the same thing. Like,
Well,
what's
like
it
I said, most of them I've had was always kind of tart. The kids used to love them, but I couldn't. I wasn't crazy about them. She would even make pancakes with them, and I just couldn't stand that. I said, "Don't put them in mine, please." And
Yeah, that's the thing. We started doing blueberries. We got probably 20 different blueberry bushes on the property. But then we started doing these ever-bearing raspberries, and it's like, oh, that's what I really like. Those raspberries are so good, and they get big too, like big monster things.
I've got some bees on a farm, and they've got these trees. I can't remember what they're called. Maybe boysenberries or something like that. That looked like a really big blackberry on a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't ever tasted it. I keep wanting to jump up there and pull one down and taste it.
Yeah, they're currants too. That's a black currant.
They're really big.
Yeah,
and it's a big tree. I mean, it's the trunk's bigger around my leg, you know. I had to go on a ladder or something to reach the lowest
blueberries are
branch,
purple.
pick any.
yeah. If you don't prune them right, yeah, that's for sure. We had a white currant tree at this old place we lived at. Yeah, big blackberry looking berries like that, big long thing, just white and just sickeningly sweet, just almost gross. But yeah, that's what you make. You use. We bought the place off an Italian, so it's all plums and pears. Like, he basically turned everything into booze on the property.
Tom or Melissa probably hit on my blueberry thing. I done lost what they said here. It was something to do with the soil. But it's all on the same old property. But what my place, where my house is, where my grandpa, he planted some in this area, but where my son's blueberries are was his main garden years ago. So it's probably got a lot more in it because he used to, kind of rotate his crops around and all, where this was called new ground all the time. So probably something to that. Different soils.
Oh yeah, you got good worked ground. You're gonna do a lot more with that.
Yeah.
You're making me think of my grandma's place. It's like, she died when I was 7, but still, even in those few years, I saw, like, the first year, it's like, oh, the compost is over here, and then the garden's over there, and then the next year the compost is still there, but she's not composting there anymore. Now there's new compost over here, but nothing's really growing where the old compost is. And then the next year, then the old compost from the first year is like, that's where the it garden is this year. So she just moved stuff around. She had her cycle and it worked. She was a really good gardener. All that, what do I remember? String beans and what the heck is that? Rhubarb. All the rhubarb. I hated that stuff. Oh, it's horrible.
Blueberries need to have acid soil.
Yep.
I've heard that. We've got pretty acid soil down here. Pine trees everywhere.
Yeah, and you got to be really careful about how you go about it.
Eddie, you remember when Mr. Julian was still living?
No, so I got into bees after he was away.
Okay, but the guy that he used to sell honey. He had bees. Mr. Julian had bees on this guy's property where there were blueberries. That guy also had a market, and Mr. Julian would always give him a certain amount every year of his honey, no matter where it come from. He gave him a certain amount, but that man would sell honey at his market, and all year he would tell people that was from his blueberry field. Did I just rat somebody out?
No, I know almost everybody that I've met that does bees down here that's like one generation older than me. Seems like they learned from Julian.
Yeah.
Was he your mentor too?
He wasn't a mentor, but I went to all his meetings. I never got to work in the field with him.
Yeah, I think he taught Jeff and
Yeah.
Jerry Taylor and all those guys. It seemed like they all learned from him.
He had some of them old Russian bees, and I'm telling you, you wanted to put duct tape around your ankles.
No,
when
I
you
can't
went to
do
his
that. That's not okay. They like today would have killed me. If I would have had to put a bee suit, a jacket on today, I'd have died. There's no way.
Actually, I had the bee inspector show up. Well, didn't show up. It was expected because I'm selling nukes, so he's got to. And for me to sell them, I gotta, have the guy come by and give his little check mark that I'm allowed to do it. But yeah, we're going into the yard, and he's wearing jeans and he's got his jacket and his gloves and all that. And I'm like, I'm wearing a t-shirt and I'm wearing sweatpants because I don't like getting stung on the thighs. They start crawling up your shorts. I don't like that. And that, I just put a net on my head and in we go. And he's like, I guess your bees are friendly, eh? And I'm like, oh yeah, they're all just pussycats.
So you got to get inspected to see if the cell bees.
Yeah, they're checking. They check for all the major diseases.
Yeah, I get that. But what I'm saying is, in order for legally to sell a package of bees,
yeah,
you need to have a certificate for that.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to do that too. I got some I have to send with all the queens I ship. A certificate by the Louisiana Department of Wildlife, Department of Ag, I think it is.
Ag.
Yeah. I have to take that to the outside every shipment that goes out, and I got to get inspected by him every year.
But yeah, he did all kinds of stuff. He was poking and prodding at different things, and doing this toothpick test on all these hives, and doing the basically getting a big sample of bees together. He probably got like 400 bees. The thing that disappointed me and myself, there was 2 mites in the wash. I couldn't believe it. I thought I had no mites.
2 mites is not bad.
No, that's nothing, apparently, according to that. But for me, that's 2 more than then I'm like, well, which one of these hives were those 2 mites from?
They don't know because there should be gathering bees from all of them.
No, exactly. That's what they did. He did a common sample thing, right? So you got this one, bees from this one, bees from this one, bees from that one. Shook them together, and then there was 2 mites. So I don't know. A little disappointed. But anyways, that's way below the threshold that I'm allowed. But this time of year, you got mites, right? So
what is the threshold y'all are allowed up there?
1%, which is like somewhere between 3 and 4 bees. Sorry, 3 and 4.
Yeah, that'd be 3
if
mites.
you have 300 bees.
Okay.
You say that, and you're correct. Out of a 300 bee watch.
Yeah.
But that's what not everybody does. Everybody, they'll do a mite wash, swirl it around. I want to see ones and zeros. One mite out of 300. Zero mites out of 300. So what is that? 1/25th of a mite?
There you go. And
one
then
mite is part of a percent.
and then which hive did it come from?
Part of
Like,
a
were,
percent.
were both mites from one hive?
A
Or
quarter,
was
a quarter
this
of a
one from
percent.
that one? Or is it that one over there? Which hive?
That doesn't matter, Norman. What I'm trying to get at is everybody says that you want to say you want a 1% infestation, or if it's over 2%, they say you should treat. Well,
Yeah.
a 1% is actually 3 mites, 1 mite per 100 bees. And that usually you're washing approximately 300 bees. That means 3 mites. Well, most people say if they see 3 mites, they go ballistic. They don't want that. They want to see out of a wash of 300 bees, they want to see no mites, or they want to see 1 mite. So that's what, 1/3 of 1%.
Yep. 1/3 of 1%.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean,
0.33.
terminology is not correct. Everybody's using one thing, but looking for something else.
Well, the end result for me is, my point of view is that
Right
if
there,
I got
Norman, you
two
got to
mites-
get yourself some Easy Ox and hit it with some OA Easy Ox, and you're in good shape.
Yeah, that's exactly it. As soon as this flows over, I'm nuking them. Well, I'm not nuking them. Well, you know what I'm doing. I'm vaporizer. And I'm going to do that, but I'm going to wait until the blackberries are done. When the blackberries are done and things dry up a little bit, it's about a month from now. I'm hitting everything. I'm going to hit it hard.
You want to see 5 mites, Tom? Really?
I guess I'm backwards. I'd rather not kill any of the bees and just do the OA.
Well,
That's just
Yeah,
me.
that's typically how I am too. Yeah.
but can you really do a good control with OA, and that's the only product that you use?
Yep.
I know people
A
that do
lot
it.
of people do.
Well, what I
people
guess
don't
what I'm
treat it
getting
all.
at is depends on where you live too, and all that. I mean, I've found that I had finally had to listen to the science folks, and that the fact is, it's really OA for me in my area is a wintertime treatment only, or you can use it as a hard knockdown in the summertime. But if you're trying to use it all the time when there's sheets of cat brood, you're not really doing much.
Well, you just got to do the prescription thing, right? So you got to, like, some people are saying it's every 10 days. I think that's wrong. I think it's every 4 days. You do it every 4 days to get through a brood cycle. So it's like either 5 or I think it's 5 times.
Let me put it to you this way. I did all that kind of stuff years ago, and I wound up with about a 50% lossage. I said, I got to think to myself, Aprovar at the time was a contact miticide. So if I take and vaporize my hives every 3rd and 4th day for 6 consecutive weeks, do you think I should have any mites left?
Well, six cycles. So it's not 6 weeks.
cycles, 6 weeks.
I think you know what I also think is that the tool you were using back in the day wasn't good enough. Like the new tool.
Provat. A Provat. That's the best there was.
Yep.
So
I had
like
a
with the
Provat,
Provac
I got a
versus against
Provat,
that.
and I vaporized them every Wednesday and every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Every Wednesday and Saturday or Sunday. I forget what it was. It was every 3 to 4 day cycle.
Where you
And I
using
figured I am going
OA?
to clean them up. And that was like, I was doing that from
Hey, Bruce.
when's Halloween? October, in the end of October.
31st. October 31st.
So I was doing that 4 to 6 weeks, at the end of September all the way through October. And it didn't work. And of course, you weren't doing anything after
Hold on,
that.
Charlie. I got a question for you. Do you know mites is what took your bees out? Or it just happenstance? You were treating for mites and doing everything you needed to do. Do you know mites was actually what took your bees out?
I can't say for sure, no, Joey.
That's a good question too. Yeah.
And how much oxalic acid were you using?
My standard 6 grams per hive.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you killed them with oxalic acid. That's the
Oh, no,
problem.
That's what somebody did.
They basically they turned into they melted. You remember that scene from Terminator when the hand like dripping into the
Oh, wait.
lava?
Oh,
That's what
it
happened
just makes
to
them a
Jesus.
little upset. It don't hurt them. There's always things happening to these bees, and it's more than just mites. That's what I'm saying. But I think you actually did everything you could do for mites. I just think it might have been something else.
It could have been. Well, one thing I've noticed is
They could have got into
I
something.
got more of a mite treatment program now. I've developed a program. I'm going to, I was doing Apivar. Now I'm doing Apigard in July. September, like a week or so after Labor Day, when it's usually about weather like this, about 75 to 80 degrees, low humidity, I'm hitting them with 2 strips of Formic Pro. And then I'm coming back on the 1st of November and I start treating them till I can't treat no more when it comes to, I treat them with OA vapor every 2 weeks, all the way through the wintertime, as long as it's 45 degrees. And usually January and February, I can't hit them. Maybe latter part of December, but usually I can get right straight to there.
That's a lot of mite treatments. That's a lot of work.
I'll tell
Yeah,
you
I
what
mean,
did
I've
last
been
year.
using, before they change it, I've been using 3 grams per brood box. And that's, I don't care if it's a nuke or a 3 medium hive, or if I got 3 medium nuke box, they all get the same.
I would think that would be enough.
Huh?
I would think that would be enough.
Yeah, well, they've already told you. Oh, what I'm getting at is, Eddie, I knew years ago in the establishment, the government knew years ago that the Europeans had figured it out over 10 years ago that it needed 2.25 grams per brood box in order to be lethally effective against the mites. And because of that information, I said, okay, let's make it at 3 and 3. And that's where I came up with 6 grams. Now we finally got it to where, now you can use 4 grams per brood box.
Godwin's saying something about black walnut in your smoker.
And did you guys ever see that video that Instavat put up about like his new turbo one and like just the different heats that he uses and the different amounts?
Yeah,
I've heard that he uses.
And they were talking about the heat and the sublimation of it and all this kind of stuff. And
yeah, he was more effective stuff.
It gets down to the point, that's kind of like, to me, that situation. Yeah, okay, scientifically, it all proves out, baby. But it's like you're splitting hairs.
Well, no, but he's talking about using the Instabap or his instrument effectively. It doesn't even matter about the bees at that point. It's like, how do you sublimate the most oxalic acid without it turning to formic acid and other things that you possibly can? And that's the science that he's messing with. And he's actually bumped up his temperature a bit.
Well, bumping it up is what makes it change to the different acid, isn't it?
Well, it does, but then there's the thing. It's kind of like boiling water. It's like, as long as there's water in there, it's like water with your wax. It's like, as long as there's water in there, it's not going to heat over 100 degrees Celsius. So you heat it up to that, and you put the oxalic acid in, and then it basically instantly knocks down the core, or like the effective core, until it all sublimates. But it all sublimates quickly.
So
you can actually, with his unit, you can actually heat it up even more, and it goes faster that way with the new turbo. But anyways, that's the point.
It gets faster, but it changes the, the thing.
So if you turn some of it into formic, is that bad?
But you don't.
Oh, you don't?
No, you don't. Like that's the study he did. Like you got to see the video. Like I'm not doing it justice at all. But you got to see the video. He's basically just firing his Instavate, like his new turbo, down a tube, and then like sending it like samples to the lab of what did he make with it. And it turns out that if he heats it up even more, I want to say like 260 or so. I can't remember what the temperatures are like on it. Like you could tell me OA would evaporate at 70 degrees right now. I believe you, but it's like 30 degrees higher, and he jams it into it, and it works better.
Yeah, I want to say I watched a video of him a long time ago when it first came out, and he was talking about it turning into formic acid if you get it over a certain temperature.
Yeah, I want to answer.
Yeah.
Honeybee Live. Do I test? Sometimes I test, but I more or less just treat.
Yeah, if you're going to treat, why bother testing?
I
Well,
agree
let's
with
put
you.
it to you this way: if you see one mite, oh, I need to treat. So, what's the sense in testing? Am I going to sit there? I mean, this is where people get in trouble. They'll say, "Oh, my mites are low. How
No.
accurate is your test?" And then you come back, you got a dead hive because your test was not accurate enough, and you didn't treat, and now you got a mite problem.
You might have pulled the wrong frame. One frame over, you might have had more mites.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
and
Yeah,
this
but
time,
it all depends on what they're testing with too, Charlie. If they're testing with an alcohol wash, that's more accurate, and even more accurate than the alcohol wash is the
Dawn.
Dawn wash on the swirling turntable. That's even more accurate than alcohol, but the least accurate of the whole bunch is the sticky board, and the next least accurate is the sugar roll.
But I mean, you can, you're supposed to shake, like that's what Bob Benny did. And he had that machine where it swirled that testing bottle at a certain speed, at a certain rate, for at least a minute, and you had a speed, everything was
Yep.
accurate that way. Well, if you
Yep.
don't have all them tools, and if you don't, like you say, get it right where it should be in the brood, and they've had it testing in yards where they showed it ABJ where they had a yard of 50 hives. And if they had 4-way pallets, and if they said, well, if we would have tested this one, this one, this one, we would have said everything is A-OK. But here on a 4-way pallet, you had one good hive or 3 good hives, and you had one bad hive.
Right.
And then you have the scenario saying, well, if you got one bad hive, go ahead and test or go ahead and treat them all. Well, 6 one, half a dozen the other,
So I have to wash everything in my main yard in Folsom and my out yards of Folsom, but it's because of the breeding program. I've got to keep an eye on that stuff.
Well,
And
you're
I
doing something
3 months
different.
in a row. What's that?
You're just not trying to kill mites. You're trying to see if your bees are dealing with the mites. That's
Right.
why you're doing that.
Right. And if they are dealing with the mites, they get treated.
Yeah.
So when I pull honey next week, I will start my washes, and I dread it. I hate doing something. I'm not going to be doing 100 washes first round.
how I count my mites.
How?
I put my oxalic acid vaporizer in there. I fire it off, and the next day I come back and I pull out my bottom board.
Yeah,
And
that
then I
doesn't
start
work
counting.
with my breeding program, though.
Well, that's how I do it in the wintertime because I'm not, once I get done feeding, my hives don't get cracked open after that. So I put the chloroplast board in there. I scrape it off clean. I do the vaporization. I come back in 24 hours. I pull that sheet out. I'm not sitting there to count mites. If I got a hive that's loaded with mites, they'll just jump out of that. That's how many mites are on that board. And you got a problem. You're going to treat that hive again right then and there. At least that's what I did a couple of years ago. If you pull that board out after 24 hours and you have to hunt for those mites to be able to, quote, count them, then, you might, let's say you count 25 or 30 of them. Yeah, you got an issue here. But if you get down to the point like where I do with my OA through the winter time, where you might find 0 mites on your board, or you might find 3 or 4 mites, then you know you got things under control. And it works for me. Am I using that only as a mite count? No, that's because I use it because of the weather conditions and what time of the year it is too.
Well,
So,
I'll do all those washes like, after I pull the honey and stuff. And the first month, I'm probably, I mean, I don't know, I'm guessing about 20% of them are going to get treated. That's what it was last year. About 20% of them right off the bat, throughout the program, they need to get treated. And then the following month, there'll be another handful of hives that are going to jump up there a little bit more. And last year, by the 3rd month, I'd gotten to where half of my hives in the yard I had to treat, and half of, well, not half the hives in the yard, half my hives total ended up having to get treated, and the other half has not been treated since the year before last. And we'll see what it looks like.
I mean, I know they're trying to develop this VSH Queen, and it's another tool in the toolbox, let's say. Is it going to be the cure-all? I don't think so.
No.
I
Even
appreciate
down at the
your
bee
effort,
lab, they say
Andy.
20% of the stuff is junk. 80% of it is really good, and about 20% of it doesn't. It doesn't have the trait good enough.
I remember if you wasn't fogging with a fogger, you wasn't killing mites. Everybody said you had to fog.
I got one of those. That's where I did my first year, and I was very nervous about it. I started seeing videos of people. Somebody blew up their hive, like
Yeah.
somehow ignited in there.
That was a big thing. What, around 2015, 2016, somewhere in there?
What's that?
Fogging.
Mosquito
Using
fog
it.
You mean the fat
fogger.
bee man?
with Everclear and
Yeah, he did it too. He was doing it too.
He was the one that's teaching everybody to do it. Yeah, I got a 5th of Everclear back here, and I was going to do it. I bought a fogger and everything. Never did do it. And wound up, some other guy was a newbie, and he's listing all that stuff. And I sold him the fogger for what I paid for it and everything else. But I don't know. About that time, that's when ProVap came out, and I bought one right off the bat.
That's what I did. When I saw it, I went home and thought about it a little while and ordered one.
Yeah, I got me one of those instant vapes at the Nobby the first time in Kentucky, and I like it. I do wish that the plunger held more than 4 grams.
Mine, I went over there to ProVat, and they had just made a plunger to what do you call it? Market against Instant Bat.
Mm-hmm.
And mine, you can't get it. Now they got them where Yoda can go click, click, click. Mine, I just took the screws and bring that thing back up. And I said, okay. And I weighed the grams when I got it. Yeah, 6 grams right on the nose. And I just I pull that plunger back and jam that thing in my peanut can where I keep my stuff and go to town.
I don't know if it would be worth it or not, but just having an extra plunger would probably make it a little easier too.
I think I'm going to pick an extra one up at Nobby.
Takes
Right.
so long for that thing.
Easy Ox has tab.
Mark.
You can just do plop, 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 fizz.
Yep. The tablets. I got some of them up here somewhere.
That's what Brian from Flower Street uses.
But between every application, you got to wait like 30 seconds for the unit to heat up. It doesn't matter which one you have, and that's more to do with the battery.
It heats up pretty quick.
Yeah, but you're still waiting.
Yeah, but by the time you load that syringe and you've got that vaporizer sitting in front of the hive, by the time you load the syringe and get back to the vaporizer, it's ready to go. You just put the syringe in and hit the button.
It's
That's why who was that? Bob Binion, who it was? No, I can't remember now. Instead of, they were using 2 vaporizers.
Bob was
just
doing that.
Walking down the hives, instead of doing that, they started just doing 2 vaporizers in one hive.
Yep.
All the way down. And it seemed to work better for them. I can't remember who did that.
I think
It was
Bob.
Galena.
Was it Selena?
Yeah, Shalina did it.
I want to say Ian might have a video where he's doing that too.
I don't think he's ever. I've never seen him do 2 in a hive, but he's got when he uses them, he's got like 6 of them on the go, and they just keep running back and forth.
The way my bottom boards are made, I can only fit one.
What I want to see, and they went like I like Instavate, but I like the old one where it's a nice big chonky unit. Where I think they went wrong, I think they should have like 2 batteries in the unit, and they need a bigger heat sink. So like when you put the thing in, the temperature just doesn't go down. So it's like boom, it's done, and you can move on. It's like, and it's going to take a lot more electricity to do it. Like but you know, if they could figure out how to do it, that's a way better way to go than making a smaller, lighter unit. I don't think that's it.
I guess 4 years ago, I borrowed this guy Bernard in our club. He let me use his corded Larrabee's one, and that killed me because I got some yards I was having to haul like 8, 9 extension cords to get it all the way out there. I didn't have the thing in my car to convert it or whatever, so it was killing me just putting out all the extension cords and picking them back up. That's where all the work was.
You need your wife in the truck to drive along beside you while you're treating them so you can boost off the car battery.
I got to work out with the extension cords. I knew I had to get a battery one.
Y'all was talking about mites earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so like it's 1st of June almost, right? So my last mating flight will be first part of July, maybe. Like I've got sales coming off this weekend, so I got to make splits. All right, so what I do is I drop them drone frames, the story drone frames in early March up next to Brood Nest. They build drones in that. So now, as I'm making up nukes, I go in there and I pull that drone frame out. It gives me a rough guess of how many mites is in that hive. I'll know in about a minute and a half just by looking at that drone brood. So I cut that out. If they got a lot of mites, then I'm not making a split with that hive, because then all I'm doing is transferring them mites to my mating nuke. You got me? Mm-hmm. Now I can come back and kill them mites, but that just takes up more time. Got me? So I'm using the drone frames as a quick reference. So if I come over here to this one that don't have any mites in the drones much, hardly at all, you're gonna know within a minute. Then I'm gonna make splits off of that one. So
how are you assessing like the mites and the drones? Like how are you scraping off the tops? Are you putting something on the top?
Yeah. Honestly, you'll know within a minute. Once you start seeing it, you'll know.
So you just scrape off just scraping off the tops and
just take a pick and pick them out. Yeah, I mean it don't take a second. Pick them out, and I guarantee you're gonna see them if they're there. Don't take but a minute. And you'll know the ones that don't have it because it'll look so much better. Yeah. You'll know. After you see a few, you'll know.
It makes sense. We got a commercial guy in Poplarville and Darren, and a buddy of mine was over there a few months ago, and they said they take a hive tool and just scrape across a big chunk all the way across the brood and bang it on the tailgate, and that's their mite washes.
Yeah, I mean, in the early spring, you lift up a box and you got all them drones in between there. That's a quick reference, right? You're gonna know right then. So dropping the drone frames in, I'm gonna know the last of May when I'm making my June splits. Right? It's a quick reference. So, is it the right way? I don't know, but it's quick and easy.
Yeah.
It's Mark.
Drones and all
good thing it counts.
What's that?
I said it's Mark's way. That's the only thing it counts for.
It's the way I do it, right? So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
if next year you got, over 80% survival, then it's working.
Eddie
We,
was talking about Darren. Darren was talking about last time I talked to him. He was talking about things that you'd never hear a commercial guy talking about some of the things that he says they do.
right.
Oh, yeah.
They won't teach it to just anybody because everybody's going to take it wrong. So you can't do that, or So he kind of came out and told some of us what some of the things they do, and I said, most commercial guys wouldn't even talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
I'm a long ways from being commercial,
well, it's just the things the little things that they do though that
that
we
you
don't
don't
talk
know
about,
about.
and don't teach.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just thought I'd throw that in there. Maybe that might help somebody next year. Make you up a bunch of drone frames, throw them in there in the early season when they're ready to make drones.
Yeah,
And when you get to this time of the year, it's a quick reference. Plus, you can go in there and cut them drones out. You're knocking out that many more mites.
yeah.
Right.
That's why Brad calls those half frames story frames.
Right.
It tells you a
And
story of what's going on at that time of the year.
right. I don't cut them out because I need them during the year. But now it ain't gonna hurt me to cut them out because I don't need the drones now.
Right.
Right. So
Exactly.
I just cut them out and I'll move that over, not to the sidewall, but like maybe 2 frames in, and hopefully get them to fill it with honey, and I'll get a little cone honey out of it. So it pays both ways.
Yeah, I try to keep drone frames in all of my colonies.
You're right, Bruce.
That is actually really clever, Mark. I like that. So yeah, they make drones in the spring,
Right.
and then you can, the next round of drones, you can check them for mites, and then you cut them out, and then after that they make you honey. I like
I
it.
don't cut them. I don't cut them out because I raise a lot of queens. Right. I don't cut them out until now
Right.
because I need them drones as much as I can get.
Well,
But
if they got
when
a lot of mice, don't you want to kind of cull that genetic line out?
right. That's when I come across that, I'm marking that. Right. It's just a quick reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's
then you
all
can cut
it is.
it out and you make honey out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I might treat it, I might throw some formic on it, pull all honey supers off. Heck with it. They may not even be making honey. I don't know.
Uncle Junior asked a question there. Do you freeze the drone frames and then put them back in the hives?
No, I cut them out.
Yep. That's what I do basically. Just cut them out because you may be putting an issue back in there. Just cut them out and let them build fresh drone cells.
Yep. Plus, you're getting fresh drawn wax for your drones every year.
Yep.
They're not sitting in a deposit of whatever. They're getting fresh, so they ought to be good and healthy.
Let me rephrase that with mine. I use the storyboard like Brad talks about. A lot of times,
that's what I use.
A lot of times, I might freeze them, but then I cut them back out in a lot of cases and put that story frame with its brood or with its cells, but not the drone cells back in there. Let them just build new drone cells on it.
Right.
I don't know if I made sense there or not.
That's how I do it. Same
Yep.
thing. And
Now,
that
if
way
I
you
got
get
not old, I may go ahead and stick it back in there.
yeah. Now my old drone cones, like where I've got just old junk, right?
Yeah.
Like that, and it's got drones, worker brood in it. As I'm working my hives, I'm culling that crap. I don't want it. I'm trying to manage them as best as I can, even if I have to put 2 of them story frames in there.
I got to break myself of putting that stuff in the swarm traps, especially this year. I caught so many swarms. All that stuff I was trying to cull out ended up back in colonies because they all ended up in a swarm trap and catching me a swarm. So I got to force myself to just throw it away.
Yeah, scrape it out, render it down. You can turn into wax and wax
I don't
frames
think
again.
there's much wax. That stuff's like a rock. But it
Oh,
works really well in swarm traps.
Rendering down that brood comb is a waste of time for me. The more you get out of it,
I don't fool with it no more.
it's a waste of
I
time.
punch it out and throw it in the garbage bag.
Yep.
Well, I'm on the thin edge of it. I'm just desperate. I'm still buying wax. I need more wax, but I'm growing. So
When you try to melt one of those old nasty combs down, you get almost no wax out of it.
Right.
It's like a nasty sludge and
Yep.
cocoons and stuff. There's almost no wax there.
but it still smells really good, man. It's like smells like what is that? That black sugar molasses. It smells like molasses almost. So it's all it's yummy.
If you need a bunch of wax, just get a big old block from Bob Benny down there, 40-something pounds or whatever it is.
Is he Bob Benny? Is he an American?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Well, he's in Georgia.
Yeah, what's he charge a pound? Maybe the taxes are worth it.
No
No,
idea.
I'm getting my wax off Ian nowadays. So
Well, there you go.
yeah.
You can send him some extra queens while you're doing that.
No, he wants my
there you
queens. He needs the queens. He needs the queens. He needs more bees.
I say though, you can send all your extra queens to Ian for some wax.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. Yeah, exactly.
You're one of them BC queen guys.
There you go.
Dancing queen. Yeah. It'd be nice. It'd be nice if Canada looked to me to, for early season queens. But you Americans, you're just so further ahead than me. It's like I can legitimately, I could see myself like right now. So like first of June, end of May, I could have hundreds of queens available right now, but no sooner than right now. Like just how the weather went. Like I got infinite nectar, I got infinite pollen, but it's just the weather. I need the weather to agree, and it's not good till now.
What's it raining all the time, Norman?
Well, yeah, it gets cold at night and the rain and all that sort of stuff. And
No rain or rain?
bees don't want to go out when it's 15 degrees Celsius and all that.
Yeah, that's 59 degrees. Nope. That's what we had up here. It was 60 degrees and the locusts are blooming and if it was 75, would have been in good shape.
Charlie, I love that you have the chart right there.
All my phone's going dead, so I just come in here to give you all that information and hope maybe
Thanks,
it
Mark.
helped.
All right, Mark. Good to see you.
We'll
Yeah,
talk
thank
to y'all later.
See you next time.
So we got another fun thing going on at the farm today. We had 40 duck eggs we got in the incubator. Our annual duck hatch, and it happened today. So it's like we got so far we got 15 little snotty little ducklings running around the incubator. So that's just cute as anything. So we're loving that. Yeah.
What do you do with the ducks? You sell the ducks, or?
Well, okay. The eggs, we got a lot of Asians on Vancouver Island. So, and there's not a lot of people who make duck eggs, and the Asians appreciate a good duck egg. So, it's kind of like a specialty product.
Okay.
So, yeah. And, they want to buy the meat too, but, there's legalities with that. And, unless I'm going to do it under the table, which I'm not willing to do. I won't do that. But, as far as duck eggs are concerned, yeah, I can't have enough ducks to make enough eggs for the demand. It's huge. Whereas I got a fridge full of chicken eggs. Can't give them away. But the duck eggs, it's like, top dollar.
Down here, it seems like people can't make enough chicken eggs. I mean, every time I go to a market, it's a lot of people have eggs, and everybody sells out every time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, nobody can bring enough eggs, it seems like, to the farmers markets.
Well, I live in an area where there's like, maybe there's 10,000 people, and there's lots of, kind of retiree type folks on hobby farms. So there's a lot of chickens around. So the chicken market's a little rough. But I'll tell you what, I prefer a duck egg to a chicken egg now. It takes a little bit to, get accustomed to it, but
They're pretty good.
yeah, they're richer.
A little quackier.
Yeah.
They're bigger and they're richer. And if you look at the science, the amino acid profile is more perfect for humans, than a chicken egg. You're better off eating duck eggs than chicken eggs.
What about quail eggs? I'm sure that Brian from Castle Hives eats them. You got to take 2 dozen to make an egg, egg sandwich.
It's like you got to live on sunflower seeds. Like peel them apart. You have eaten all day trying to eat quail eggs.
I had an uncle that lived behind me years ago, and he raised quail. He raised the bob white and the pharaoh, and the pharaoh was the meat bird for like restaurants and everything. Anybody wanted meat birds, and he sold the quail. Most of the quail he sold was to bird hunters, where they could train their dogs.
Might have some snake eggs. Yeah.
Now, this one here is crazy. $12 a dozen. You're out of your mind.
Where do you live? Oh my God.
He's out there in Colorado. I guess where all the yuppies live.
They back to normal price around here.
What's normal price for you? $1.75?
Yeah, a couple dollars a dozen. I don't know what's in the store. I'm getting them from family.
Well, it all relates to the sack of, what does it cost for a sack of feed where you are? And it's, it almost breaks even. Like we break even on our chickens.
I used to have a running joke when I raised chickens that they said, "Where you going?" I said, "Going to town. Going to buy some chicken feed and a dozen eggs."
Yeah.
And over everybody's head.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, I was right. That's all the movie stars moving out of California out there to Colorado.
Yep.
Huh?
God, $12 American for a dozen eggs.
I get them.
They could retire there.
I got a neighbor that brings them out to us. All that. Well, guys, it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and shut the thing down. I got a big next 4 or 5 days to get my act together, get some hay in.
Yep.
Run a whole bunch of new machinery. Got to do that today. My son had a new hay cutting machine, and I think he's had it for what? Yeah, he did it for a year, and I finally got to run it for a couple hours today
Yeah.
for the first time.
The new must be wore off of it if he lets you play with it.
Well, he had to make deliveries,
Oh.
and I went ahead and I got it done, and it's one of these machines that I'm used to turn the cutter bar off to the right hand side of the tractor, and you go around the field in a circle. Well, this thing's a center pivot, so you go down, the cutter will be on your left hand side when you go down the field, and then when you get turned around at the other end, you throw the switch around and the darn cutter head swings around, and now it's on your right hand side going back. So you're going back and forth on one side of the field. After getting used to it, and remembering what lever to pull when, if you're on the left-hand side, I have to push the lever. If I'm coming on the right-hand side, I have to pull the lever to make it swing the right way. And I'm like, once I got used to it, I will have to say it did cut a little bit faster that way. So anyway, tomorrow night, Joey, you got your show rolling, right?
Planning on it.
7:00 Central,
7:30.
7:30 Central, 8:30
30 Eastern.
and all that. I'll probably be, well, I won't be in the hayfield at 8:00, but we might be doing some other stuff. So anyway, hope everybody had fun tonight. And thanks for all the information about my cell builder, what you might think it is. We'll find out. I don't know just when I'll be able to get into it, but we got the whole farm cut down. And
Just search my name, Joseph Rawls. You'll find it. You'll find my channel.
Yeah.
You'll see it when I get it posted.
it's Joseph, and it's RAWLS.
Yeah.
LS, RAWLS. Joey Rawls. I guess is that way your channels?
Joey or Joseph should pop up.
Joey Rawls. And he's got his channel that night, and then we'll be back on Bill's channel
Monday night.
Monday. I might be late, most likely, depending on how much more baling I got to do. Luckily, we got the bale bearing this year. Thank goodness. All right, we'll see y'all later.
See ya.
Right.